of the Green Collective. We are a platform which nurtures and empowers sustainable local brands, and we provide them with a space to showcase and sell their eco-friendly products. We're at Funan, and we are also online at www.thegreencollective.sg. So last Thursday evening, we had a camping chat with two of our partner brands. They're here with us today, and we talked about what exactly is sustainable skincare. And today we are going to be talking about how to green your beauty regime. And in addition to Sarada and Jasmine, we also have Hilda from Oasis Skincare and Karen from sol.plus. So we'll be covering a range of things from essential oils all the way down to hair loss, which that will be very interesting. We're on Zoom, and we're also being streamed live onto Facebook. This session will also be recorded. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the Q&A chat below on your screen. And if you stick around until the end, we're going to be having a quiz, and you get an opportunity to win some prizes. Let me quickly stop sharing my screen. Before I introduce the first speaker, that's Sarada from Iryasa. Payfin, can you share the poll first? We're going to be asking what exactly is she there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, sure. Let me launch the poll. Okay. The poll has been...
So we want to get an idea of what you know about essential oils. Sarada, would you like to share? So please, please let us know what do you think essential oils are for?
So do we want them to vote?
Yeah, yes, vote, yeah.
Yeah, you guys vote first, and then I'll tell you a little bit about essential oils. Give them a minute.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they can actually see the poll, because there's no movement on the on the polls at the moment. Yeah. But just to share a little bit, all four of our brands here are actually members of the Green Collective, and you'll be able to find their products with us today. Okay. Maybe Sarada, maybe you just start, because I think there's something wrong with the poll. Okay. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarada, the founder of Iryasa. I'm a cell and molecular biologist, and I've always been passionate about holistic beauty and wellness. So thanks for having me on this webinar. And while most of us know essential oils are super versatile and they can be used for a myriad of purposes. So today we're talking about how to green your skincare routine, and I'm going to share two different essential oil recipes, one for your skin and the other one for your scalp. So essential oils have been extensively used topically to benefit skin and hair health for a long time. And some essential oils have very effective, clarifying and purifying properties to improve scalp health, reduce appearance of scars, blemishes, etc. So at Iryasa, all of our products contain 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils that add therapeutic value to the product rather than just the scent. So for example, our Ageless Beauty Gel, which is an anti-aging moisturizer, contains frankincense and geranium, and both are great for mature skin to help reduce fine lines, hyperpigmentation, etc. So before we get started, as a rule, always remember to dilute your essential oils in a carrier oil, like coconut oil or sweet almond oil, to avoid any allergic reactions or skin irritations due to applications of pure oil, because they're pretty potent. So when I'm going to give you like a couple recipes, and what you need is a small bottle like this. So either a bottle with a dropper, or you can use a bottle like this, which has like a roller ball, and you just kind of add in your carrier oil and then add in your essential oils and then kind of twirl them around to gently mix them together. So the first one I'm going to share is, so if you have spots that are causing concern at the moment, because a lot of us are breaking out because of wearing masks all day, here's a simple essential oil recipe, which will help reduce acne breakouts and, fade acne scars. So you simply basically apply this mixture on specific problem areas, either with the dropper or you kind of roll them at the specific points that you need. And just be careful to avoid contact with eyes, your lips, and nostrils, I guess. So how you would start is with around 30 ml of sweet almond oil. I like sweet almond oil because it's extremely light and very gentle, very doesn't clog your pores, so you don't break out. It's just, and it's almost no strong scent. So like coconut oil has a pretty strong scent. So I like to use sweet almond oil because it, just has no odor of its own. So when you add your essential oils, that kind of adds fragrance as well. So I'm gonna share quickly. So these are the 4 oils I'm gonna use for this recipe. So it's 6 drops of lavender oil, which helps calm stressed and irritated skin. 5 drops of tea tree essential oil, which is very effective for soothing acne scars, and it's antibacterial and it has anti-inflammatory properties as well. So then 3 drops of frankincense, which reduces acne and scarring. So that's extremely useful. And then I'll end with like 1 drop of geranium essential oil, which is very clarifying, soothes irritated skin, and it also helps balance sebum production, which prevents recurring acne problems. So it's extremely useful. And you just kind of add in the drops that you need in about 30 ml. The recipe I've shared is perfect. And you kind of just gently swirl it around and then it's ready to use it. This is perfect. You need a couple drops and you massage it into your skin like upward and outward. And you could use less during the day, more at night because you lose more moisture at night. And then you kind of just sleep with it, or if you're using it during the day, just you can step out. So in this recipe, the tea tree oil has quite an intense aroma. So adding in lavender and geranium kind of balances out the sharp scent of tea tree. So I really like this combination. So the second recipe I'm going to show you is for the scalp. So since we're all staying at home more than usual these days, it's a good time to kind of give your scalp a little boost, introduce essential oils into your hand scalp care routine. So this blend is extremely soothing and it will soothe like an irritated, itchy scalp. It also helps just for a healthy scalp and kind of stimulate healthy hair growth. So the oils I'm going to use in this recipe so 5 drops of lavender, which is again a very calming, it kind of reduces irritated skin, and then 5 drops of rosemary, which soothes an itchy scalp and promotes healthy hair growth, and 5 drops of peppermint essential oil. So peppermint's great because it also kind of gives you that tingling sensation, which is what happens when there's increased blood circulation. So it improves hair growth, it prevents hair loss. It's a very effective recipe. So this works as an in-shower conditioning mask. You can just leave it on for about 10 minutes. But for best results, I would say gently massage it into your scalp and part your hair carefully and then cover your hair with a shower cap and just leave it overnight. And then the next morning you can wash it off with like a gentle, nourishing shampoo, and you'll have like a healthy scalp and you'll see that your hair is, hair health is improving. So currently at the Green Collective, we actually have an offer going on for our essential oils. So we have 5 ml essential oils, 5 of them for about $60, and I think 10 is for $100. Yeah, and we also sell empty dropper bottles. We sell roll-on bottles as well, and of course we also stock the 100% organic cold-pressed sweet almond oil. So head over and pick up your stash and start experimenting. It's so much fun. So try out these recipes. You can add more or less of whatever suits you, if depending on what you like. So I'm going to end quickly with 2 different products. So we have an under eye oil. So here we've done all the work for you. It's a ready to use product. So the under eye oil it's a perfect blend of moisturizing, restoring, and skin firming botanical oils. So this one contains lavender, geranium, chamomile, sandalwood, cucumber, carrot seed, nutmeg, and sweet almond oil. That's the base. It's one of my favorites. And it's perfect for puffy eyes and dark circles. So you kind of just swipe under your eye. And of course, during the day, you could use it under concealer, but at night, you can just use it, more generously and kind of leave it there and sleep with it. The second product that's ready to use is the Purifying Face Oil. So this is like a multi-award-winning product. It's amazing. So it's rich in antioxidants. It boosts collagen levels, restores your skin elasticity, evens skin tone, and enhances your skin radiance. So this therapeutic blend contains sweet almond, calendula, lavender, neem, rose geranium, sunflower, patchouli, lemongrass, pumpkin seed, agarwood, and it contains 24 karat gold, which is a very powerful antioxidant. So I'm just going to kind of show you quickly. You need to give it a good shake because the 24 karat gold settles. But if you see, you just need a couple of drops. You can use it as a night serum. Of course, you lose more moisture at night, so you can use more at night. But during the day, you could just step out. So it's got 24 karat gold. You'll see it. But the gold doesn't actually settle on your face. It's not going to sparkle. It actually gets absorbed in. And your skin will glow because your skin is healthier. So try it out. Head over to the Green Collective. And, I wish you could smell all these products, but we don't have testers at the moment. But yeah, go check it out. So yeah, that's kind of my little tip for your greening your skincare routine.
Thank you, Sarada. That's really interesting. I'm sure like all the different oils that you've added, it'll just make you smell, apart from having all the skincare benefits, I'm sure it'll make you smell really good. And speaking of smelling really good, I've got Carrie Ann up next. She is from Sol.plus, and she will be sharing about how natural fragrances are good for you. And also she's got a way of actually wearing it other than on your skin. So where is Carrie Ann? I'm just going to hand over the screen to you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for being here with us. So thank you, Silverada, for your presentation as well. So today we are going to talk about beauty, and I think all of us are going to talk about a different aspect of beauty. So what Sol.plus does, our journey actually started with smells. Smell is a very powerful scent. It directly evokes an emotional response. When we smell something, we immediately think about how it feels or what kind of feeling that we had. So we don't really associate with words, but it evokes that emotion really quickly. Now, unfortunately, even though smell is fantastic, the stuff that is in your perfume, the smell that smells good, can be quite harmful to you, can be quite toxic. And we are talking about skincare today. We are talking about things that we put on our skin today. And we don't usually think about perfume, but if you think about how you put on perfume, usually you will put on perfume on your skin, like this, right? If it's a roll-on, you roll it on like this. If it's a spray, because people tell you spray it on your pulse points or where you want to be kissed, but it's all on your skin. You want to be kissed on your skin, not on your clothes. So you put it on your skin, but all this toxic chemical can get into our body through our skin, just like all your skincare can. So we thought about, I want to smell good, but I don't want it to kill me, essentially. So Sol.plus started the journey with our perfumes, our natural perfumes that smells good, and only good stuff goes into there. So one of the little tips that that you should take away from this is that if you see in your ingredients list, if there's anything that's listed perfume, think twice again, because when things are listed as perfume, they can hide a lot of harmful chemicals in them. Now, so we have a list, we have a series of perfumes, we have a series of things that smells good. But of course, with our range, we are rather limited in our ability to produce some of the perfumes we are not able to produce. For example, powdery scent is something that we cannot produce. But so you say, hey, I want to smell good. I really love the powdery scent. How can I wear it without it harming my body? So we thought about some creative methods of wearing your scent, and we have to find something that is porous enough to hold the scent and will evaporate when you wear it. So with your body heat. So I don't want to wear a battery around and diffuse that with me. So that's why we have the lava rock series. So we have a series of jewelry that's made from lava rock. So over here, she's wearing that, and this is exactly what she's wearing. I mean, that's what I'm wearing. So obnoxious to refer to yourself as like a third person. But this is what, this is a lava rock. Lava rock is really a mix of the element of earth and fire. And when you wear it, what happens is that because it's so porous, it can hold your scent. So you can use essential oils like the ones that Salvador talked about, which smells good and doesn't harm your body as much. Or you can use, for example, let's say you have your favorite scent, your dropper here, right? So let's say this is my dropper. Okay, I think I need to be in front of it. Okay, so this is my dropper. If I want to put a scent on, I just drop it on here. And the lava rock itself absorbs it. And when I wear it, my body temperature diffuses it naturally as I wear it. So not only does it create a barrier between your oil and your skin, you can still smell good and diffuse it. Now, what if you have a roll on? Like, for example, we have, we actually started off with our aromatherapy rollers. So this kind of rollers. So Reflect is one of our very popular scents. I really love the scent, but it doesn't last as long, right? Lava rock jewelry does a very good job of making it last longer, last for a few days. So same thing, you roll it on, you wear it. I'm gonna actually wear this. Okay, so you wear it, and as you wear it, your body heat, because Singapore is so hot anyway, we are all hot all the time. So it actually helps diffuse that a lot faster, and it doesn't change with your body chemistry as well. So one of the things that really indicates that the perfume is reacting with your body is that there's this very popular saying in perfume industry saying that the different people react differently with the perfume. So perfume will smell different on different people. That is really an indication that all this chemical is getting in your body system and your body is metabolizing some of these chemicals. That's why things smell different. Now, when you use a lava rock, this smell would be quite similar to what you smell in the bottle itself because it's not reacting with any of the chemistry in your body. Your body has no chance to metabolize all of this, right? So in addition to this, other than it being a diffuser, you can also smell it. So you can wear it lower, you can wear it in a different length, and you can smell it as you go. So it's your personal diffuser as you go. Now, one of the ways, so earlier I mentioned that there are different ways to wear perfume, and you really want to wear it where you want to be kissed. So some people don't want to be kissed on the neck. Some people want to be kissed behind the ear. Some people want to be kissed on their wrist. Therefore, we also have a range that are our bracelets. Our bracelets actually are quite unisex. So it's black and white. You can stack them together. So these are all lava rock bracelets. You can stack them together for this kind of look. Or you can wear it as a couple bracelet. I don't have my bae with me right now. Or I don't have a bae. So but then you can hold hands like this and pretend you have a bae. So it's a very good kind of gifts that you can give to your friends and to help them wear perfume and not stink as much throughout the day. So I have my wrist, I have my necklace, I also have my earrings as well. So you can put it on your earrings. So these are the earrings. These are the earrings. So you can put them on your earrings and you can wear them and you can smell good from there as well because we have some body heat coming from here. Right? And what I love about this is that it's so stackable. So just now I've shown you how the bracelets can be stacked like this. But you can also stack it with your other jewelry. So the necklace I'm wearing. So I can stack it with another one of my lava rocks, or I can stack it with my regular plain gold jewelry. So it's also a way to spice up your attire, but it makes it a lot safer to wear your perfumes regardless of what kind of chemicals are in there as well. So I hope you learned some of the tips here. So if you are interested in any of these ranges, feel free to check out the Green Collective website. I think we have most of them on there, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so this is how it looks like stacked, right? It's quite, yeah, I love it. It's simple enough to be everyday wear, but it also kind of spice it up without going way too dramatic.
Great, thank you, Carrie Ann. I actually didn't know that you could wear essential oils on your skin or even on like little rocks like lava rocks like that. And speaking of skin, oh, Payfin, could you help me drop the next poll, please? Because we have a question regarding skin and wearing masks, because all of us are wearing masks outside, and this would be a good introduction to actually our next speaker. And have you noticed a change in your skin condition when wearing masks? Because when we go out, basically, I mean, it's good protection against the sun, I guess, but it does feel very hot with a mask on. Personally, yeah, my skin gets a bit itchy, but what about everyone else here? So with this, while people are actually putting in the answers, I'll pass the screen to Jasmine. Jasmine from Wellness Within.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine. If you've tuned in last week, I was also there. Yeah, so I just the introduction. So I've got very sensitive skin and eczema-prone skin since I was young. So skincare is something that I am really passionate about, but I don't make them just because I feel that there are so many good products out there already, and all I need to do is just pick what I need from the market, and that's what we do at Wellness Within. So we select a range of products that will be suitable for you on your journey towards a more sustainable lifestyle or a more no nasty, eco-friendly kind of skincare regime. So just want to look at the poll. Do we have a result for the poll?
Yep, the results are out. Can you see it?
I think it's showing the first poll, but I had a glimpse earlier. So I think some people do notice like a skin condition while wearing masks, but then in actual fact, there are people who have skin conditions from wearing masks. So then some people with oily skin, they tend to get acne outbreak. And some people with dry skin, they kind of get abrasions and get really rough patches. I think Aggie mentioned that she's got a bit of rough patches. So we'll talk about skincare routine a little bit more in general, just because it will fit all different types of skincare. And hopefully this will be beneficial for you. So just a tip here that all problematic skin, whether it's dry, whether it's oily combination, sensitive skin, the base of the problem is actually dehydrated skin. So you do need to say hydrate, you need to moisturize even though you have oily skin. So one of the products that we have to sort of help lift up your skin will be a sort of a hydrosol, so a toner or a toning mist. So we do have a few brands that we carry for different needs. These are all found at the Green Collective, so you can actually go there or you can't try the products now, but there are a lot of products for you to choose from. So if you have really dry skin, I would recommend that you use the Rose Hydrosol, just because it's very refreshing. It's Rose is really, really good for sensitive redness and sort of lift up give your skin a more instant boost. So all you need to do is actually, if you're out on the go, you just need to sort of pump a few and then just let it set it in, and then you instantly feel refreshed. Also with the scent, you just feel that your day is recharged in that way. So this is one of the hydrating mists that I use on a daily basis for my dry skin, but if you have oily skin, this will work as well. It's a very general product that's good for every skin type. Of course, if you have more concerns like pimples or redness, then there are other products that would be suitable for you. Going down the skincare routine. So firstly, you should always cleanse your skin. If you have oily skin, you need to make sure that you don't use a very harsh cleanser to sort of strip your skin off all the oils, because that's when your skin will actually produce even more oil to make it even more oily. Right, so one of the other product that we have also, it's a skin cleanser. So this one has actually French clay, and it has also rosehip oil. So it's very gentle, and it's also very suitable for all skin types. So what you need to do is really just cleanse. If you have oily skin, we recommend that you cleanse twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. For dry skin, you do need to take notes of your skin type. So for me, generally, I wash my skin or cleanse my face once a day, just because I don't want to strip my skin of all the essential moistures that's already in there. So after cleansing, then it depends on your skin type. For generally use a mist so that you put the moisture back into your skin. So there are you could use also the rose hydrosol, or we've got two different ones from one of our brand partners. So this one is for oily skin, and this one's for dry skin. So for oily skin, you would try to look out for things like tea tree. So I think Sarada has also have that range that she mentioned earlier, tea tree oil, or if you have dry skin, rose is really, really good. And following on from that, you can either go straight into a serum, or you can go into a moisturizer. Even if you have oily skin, you do need to moisturize because you need to put the moisture back into your skin. One serum that we have also at the Green Collective is this range of serums. So it's very interesting. You can see it's green, very easily identifiable. It's green, it's orange. The green one, it's actually for clear skin. So if you have like acne, pimples, this one is really good. This one has actually watermelon seed oil. So this one is very high in vitamin C that will actually help to reduce the redness as well from your acne pimples. Whereas this one is this is for dry, mature skin. So if you have a bit of stretched, taut skin and you feel like it's really, really tight, then this one's really good because this one has calendula and tamanu. Yeah. So these ones are really, really good. I mean, personally, I use them, so I can only tell you it's really good because it's been maintaining my skin health. And this is, I think eventually what you do to your skin is ultimately want it to be happy. So use the right products and make sure that you drink a lot of water, you sleep a lot, and then that's going to really give you a radiant skin. After you put on serum, then you put on moisturizer. So we've got one here that we carry as well. This one is a night cream, and it has higher hyaluronic acid in there. Sorry, stumble a bit. And this one is also very good for moisturizing. It's got really nice jasmine scent. So I really like using it, not because I like to smell like that, but it's really, really pleasant. So if you put it on at night, you can actually go to sleep really well because all that aroma and all that essential oil will actually be absorbed and you smell it to sleep. So it's very soothing as well. If you have any questions for me, you can pop it into the Q&A and then we can answer them at the end of this live. Thank you. Over to you, Aggie.
Thanks, Jasmine. That's really, very informative, especially when skin is actually one of our largest organs, if I remember correctly. But yeah, but another issue that I think is in everyone's mind, there was recently an article, if I remember, if it was an article about hair loss. People are worried about hair loss these days. And I think, especially as all ladies here, is something that's of a concern to us. So I'll pass it over now to Hildra. She's from Oasis Skincare, and she's going to be talking about hair loss and and her shampoo bars. Over to you, Hildra.
Hello, everyone. Good evening to everyone, and thank you for joining this session. I'm Hildra, and I'm actually the founder of Oasis. So Oasis is actually a fresh beauty kitchen, and we make all our products fresh in our kitchen, which is situated at Lavender Street. We also carry our products at the Green Collective, so it's a lot more central. If you're like around the City Hall or Funan area, you can always just pop in if you wish to have a look at the range of products that we have, like our solid shampoos, skincare, and more. So we have a question as well. So we have a question poll, so maybe all of you can take part in this while I go right into the whole topic of hair loss. Yeah, so I think that most of us here will think that we have hair loss issues. If we were to do a poll even on like how many of you think that you have hair loss, I think almost everyone will say that they are facing this. But I think what we want to look at, or what I would like to cover on today, is whether or not it is hair loss, or is it actually hair shedding, which is a normal part of the process, right? So on our blog, actually this week we've launched a blog post covering on this topic. So if after today's session you kind of want to find out a little bit more and you want to just have a summary of everything that I'm covering today, you can always go over to our blog. All right. So hair shedding versus hair loss, how to tell, right? So actually hair shedding is a very normal process. Do we have the poll results yet? Payfan, if
So we have about equal, there's about 55% who has not switched shampoo bars. So 45% have owner's shampoo bar.
Oh,
okay.
the hair loss poll will be part of the quiz.
Okay. Okay, I see. Okay. So just to let you know that the normal amount of hair that we lose on a daily basis is actually 50 to 100. So although this can sound like a lot, but actually, we have about 100,000 strands of hair on average on our head. So if you lose about 50 to 100, it's just about 0.1%. So it's not that bad if you think about it. So I thought that, to help everyone understand a little bit more about this, I would like to kind of explain a little bit about the hair cycle. Right now, I didn't prepare slides, I'm sorry, so I'm doing this old-fashioned way.
Okay.
The different stages of our hair cycle. First one is this one. Can everybody see? So this is the anagen phase. So the anagen phase is actually the very first stage of our hair. So I have a lightning cable to help me with this demonstration. So the anagen phase is essentially the growth phase of our hair. So 80 to 90% of our hair will be within this phase. So what this means is that this is your hair follicle and hair strand. This is our scalp. So this is the part where this is actually just nicely put in to our scalp. It's getting all the nutrients that we have that we're feeding it. So it's growing every day like this. And so this is where our hair, this is most of our hair right now, okay? And then we go on to the next phase, which is actually the catagen phase. So catagen phase is essentially where the hair follicle detaches itself, all right, from the nutrients. So when this happens, this is actually in a sleeping mode where your hair is just kind of hanging there. It's not dropping off yet. It's hanging off, but it's not growing anymore. And this is where it's just kind of waiting for the next phase. And this is the part where essentially there's nothing that's happening now. And this phase is actually about 2 to 3 weeks, waiting for the last phase, which is essentially the telogen phase. Okay, so telogen phase is the part that scares all of us. That is actually where our hair detaches itself. So this is the part where essentially it just starts to drop off completely. All right. So what is happening at this stage is really that even though it's dropping, there is actually a new hair that's starting to grow from underneath already. So it's like this. All right. So the hair actually needs to fall off so that the new hair can grow out. All right. So this is essentially the whole hair cycle that we all go through, and what happens and why we suddenly face hair loss is when this hair cycle is disrupted. So I'm sure all of you want to know, okay, then what are you doing then that could be disrupting this hair cycle and accelerating the hair loss instead, right? So one very big thing, of course, is the hair ritual, your hair ritual. So we all know, firstly, it's the type of products that you use. If in a lot of shampoos and a lot of hair products that we use these days, it's actually what it's doing is that there's a lot of chemicals. It can also be the wrong pH. This is where your hair just gets really like dried up, and it will start to affect really the health of the hair. And at the same time, if you go towards like chemical treatments, for example, so chemical treatments would be like when you do straightening or perming. So how many of you really know what's happening to your hair when you straighten it? When you straighten it, after you come out the salon, it's looking very nice and glossy, and you're thinking your hair looks great and very healthy, right? But actually what it's done is has gone in, broken all the natural bonds within your hair strand. So basically it goes in and just like cracks everything inside so that it can then straighten it or perm it. So essentially what you're doing is just breaking all the bones inside and reconstructing from there. So this actually weakens the hair strand very much. So even though it might be in the anagen phase where it's growing, by doing this, you can weaken it and potentially force it towards the telogen phase, which is where it will just drop off. Yeah. Another thing is actually coloring as well. When you color your hair, what it does is that, in your hair strand, it actually just drains out all the color, your natural pigments, so that it can inject the new color in. So whenever you do this, of course, again, it's weakening the natural bond in your hair. And it's just really, all these things are putting a lot of stress on your hair, basically. So another thing that a lot of people don't think about is actually the frequency of washing. So a lot of people think that, because we are living in Singapore and it's very hot, you're feeling always like your scalp is really oily. So you tend to want to wash it as often as you can, because as long as your hair is clean, you feel that you're preventing hair loss. But actually what you're doing is that you're actually drying out your scalp. And whenever your scalp is dry, this applies for skin as well. The moment your skin is dry or your scalp is dry, it actually weakens the barrier, the natural barrier, and it can cause a lot of harm to your skin and your scalp. So another thing is also that we always get a lot of customers coming in and they're telling us that they try not to wash their hair. So another factor of hair loss or premature hair loss is underwashing. So when you don't wash your hair enough, it is also an issue, because when you don't, you think of your scalp like your face, right? If you don't wash your face too often and your face is dirty, what will happen? You will have a breakout, right? Because there's a lot of toxins that's remaining on your hair, on your face. So it's the same thing for your scalp as well. So you want to make sure that you just reach a nice equilibrium of washing just enough, not over, not under. So how often would that be, you might ask? I think it really depends on how often you are out of the house. So if you are out of the house like every day, if you're going to the office or you're taking the train, you're actually going under the sun and you're perspiring, I think what you have to try to do is just shower at least once a day. Try not to go over twice a day. And at the same, if let's say you do want to kind of not shower too much anyway, because every time you shower your hair drops a lot or something, then what you can do is you can do a dry shampoo. So you do a no poo day with a dry shampoo. So we do have that in at the Green Collective. So how this works is that it's non-aerosol, it's just a powder form. You just sprinkle it on your scalp, and you basically just kind of like just sprinkle it in, rub it in, and then comb it out. So the idea behind a powder dry shampoo is to not leave it on your scalp, because imagine powder and sweat equals a cake. Yeah, so you don't want a cake. What you want is just for the powder to go on, absorb the oil from your scalp, and then comb it out. All right. So when you do a no poo day, you can only cheat your shower days by just 1 or maximum 2 days. Try not to go over 2 days for that. All right. And I think the last part of the hair ritual that I want to highlight as well is the length of time you spend in the shower. So why do I say that? Okay, when you're in the shower, your hair is wet, right? And actually the time where your hair is most vulnerable is when it is wet, because when it's wet, your natural hair actually stretches by as much as 50%. And what happens is that, imagine when something is just like a thread is like this, and then when it stretches out further, it becomes very vulnerable. So you want to lessen the amount of time that your hair is wet. So very often if you take like a long shower and all that, actually you're exposing your hair to quite a bit of risk in that sense. So you want to try to keep your showers to an ideal shower time of 2 minutes. It sounds like a rush, but it's doable. I tried it before as well. It's possible with a solid shampoo, by the way. So yeah, and I mean, apart from, of course, the hair ritual, it will be, you know, the usual suspects of your diet, lifestyle, and things like that. Yeah, so I'd just like to end off with the tips on how to use the solid shampoo, which is what we are, specializing on. So we make solid shampoos fresh in our kitchen using only natural ingredients and plant-based ingredients. So this is actually really gentle on your scalp because basically it's using surfactants, but plant-based surfactants, where it's very moisturizing for your scalp. So to use the shampoo, you really just wet your hair as per normal. Turn off the water, and then with the shampoo, you kind of just rub it in circles around your scalp. All right, concentrating only on your scalp. There's no need to wash your hair, actually. All right, so you just go underneath as well and just go around in circles, and then finally put it aside. Continue to lather it in. It foams very, very well, so don't worry about that. And then after that, once you're satisfied with this, then you wash off. So when the foam actually washes over your hair, it is naturally washing it. So you don't need to use too much of the shampoo. So this is one way you can stretch the use of your shampoo. Another good tip to do is also to use a good soap dish to make sure that it dries properly in between washes. Whenever you use anyway a solid product, the key thing is always to let it dry as much as possible. So if you want, you can even put it out in the sun, just like how you would do with your laundry. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to answer any questions any of you will have. And if you want to know more, you can go to our blog, or you can definitely check our products out at the Green Collective as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Hildra. I really love your tip about taking a shower for just 2 minutes. I think most of us just love the feeling of having either a cold shower in the morning or just having a warm shower and just standing there and relaxing. But 2 minutes, I guess you're also saving on water usage, which is good. I actually have a question for all of you. With all these green beauty products around, do we still need to do a patch test before even trying it full on for your skin or hair? Or yeah, this is posed to everyone.
Yes.
Carrie-Anne is a definite yes.
I mean, it's cleaner, but just because of that doesn't mean that people are not sensitive to different things. So for example, if you're sensitive to certain ingredients, then you definitely want to do a patch test instead of making your face look like a lobster.
Sarada, did you want to add on to something?
I think it's important to do a patch test because people can be allergic to natural ingredients as well. So it's essential. And you don't know what you're reacting to. So we try to be as clean as possible, but you could still be sensitive to, say, peppermint oil, and then if you're gonna add that on, and yeah. So.
Yeah, there's one question here. This is from Novi. She said that she's heard from skincare junkie YouTubers and some skincare companies saying that prolonged use of essential oils can desensitize skin. I don't know whether that applies to other skincare as well. Maybe Jasmine can actually pitch into that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Jasmine, Sarada, do you want to?
So I actually answered her already.
Yeah.
I said, using undiluted essential oils can cause desensitization. So it's essential to, and especially if it's prolonged and, used multiple times. So diluting essential oils is essential. So yeah.
Jasmine, do you have any thoughts on this?
Sure, because desensitizing skin means that it becomes less sensitive. So I think that's I'm not sure if I'm reading it correctly, but definitely with essential oils, you do need to use with caution because they're very potent plant-derived essence.
Right.
So
Okay.
you really, really need to dilute it and then patch test on your wrist. So right away, you could test it on your wrist, and immediately if you have a reaction, say it becomes red, it becomes itchy, then you are sensitive to this and try not to use that. Or you could dilute it in a carrier oil like almond oil, jojoba oil, or some sweet almond oil. Yeah, mentioned that already, sorry. And then try again if you really like it, but definitely use with caution and use with professional advice. Other oils that you can use, you can probably look it up at the Green Collective as well. I think we have a huge range of essential oils and carrot oils. So hopefully this is useful information for you.
But are there shelf lives for natural skincare? There was one question about the shelf life of recipes that Sarada used, but in general for natural skincare, is this a concern?
So Esther, I did answer her question. So oils, if you want to be careful and make them last, you just close the bottles tight and not allow it to be exposed to humidity or direct sunlight. So this recipe that I was sharing has no preservatives. So it's just pure oil with essential oils. So yeah, it would last 2 years. It depends on the quality of the oils, but the oils that if you get good quality oils, they will last 2 years.
What about the others like Hildra and Carrion? Is there a shelf life for your,
Yeah, so the shelf life that we take is usually for liquid products, even though we put a preservative in, and we do use plant-based preservative in our face mist, for example. We always advise for customers to put them in the fridge as much as possible, because after all, it is still fresh plant-based ingredients. So about 6 months would be a good gauge. It is stable anyway outside the fridge, but I think just because also we are living in such a humid country, humidity is always a problem that always affects the quality of our of natural products. And another thing that we always face for especially our solid conditioners, I think solid products usually the shelf life is pretty stable. But what you could face with a solid shampoo or a solid conditioner when they contain a lot of oils is an oxidation, a reaction of the oils to air and humidity in your bathroom. So I think it's always good to check firstly for fuzziness. If there's fuzziness on it, definitely I think there are two schools of thoughts on this. Some people feel that it's okay to just scrape off that part and continue to use the product, and it's fine. Some people who feel a little bit more icky about it, I think it's better to stop using when there's mold. But one difference is that when you see brown spots on it, this is not mold. A lot of people think it is. It's actually oxidation of the oils. It's unavoidable, especially in Singapore, but it is actually still safe to use. So that would be my take on this.
Right. I think still on the topic of hair care, we have two questions here. Would you recommend using a conditioner? I mean, we talked about taking care of the strands of hair and preventing hair loss, and also how do you maintain a healthy scalp? Because you're talking about not wanting to have a cake. You called it a cake over your scalp, right? So, and someone asked, what's your views on using a vinegar rinse?
Okay. I'll answer firstly the conditioner question. I think that if your shampoo is conditioning enough, there is no need to go for a conditioner. And if you do go for a conditioner, try to use a very natural one that does not contain silicones. And why we are very, very much against silicones is because silicones are actually common ingredients that are found in commercial conditioners. And what they do is they kind of just like they coat your hair. So your hair feels like nice and smooth, and you think and you feel that your hair is very well maintained. But actually what it's doing, it's really closing up over your hair cuticle, and it's basically strangling your hair and stopping it from breathing. This weakens your hair very much. This is also commonly found in a lot of hair masks, leave-in hair masks. So that's why for us, what we do with our conditioner is that we actually use a lot of, we use a plant-based conditioning ingredient that gives you that slip, that smooth slip, but at the same time, it doesn't have that same strangling effect as harmful silicones. And another way to another thing that you can consider is that our shampoos are actually 2-in-1s. So I already mix in conditioning ingredients in the formula. So a lot of our customers find that they don't actually need a conditioner after. But what you will find is that the effect of your hair is not like, the commercial conditioners where it's like really just smooth and flat. So yeah, you will still feel like there's a bit of flyaway hair, because really this is how your natural hair should be. I think if you want to embrace a natural routine, you have to accept as well that, you know, your hair needs to return to its natural state. So you have to embrace and love that about yourself. A good way to really try and control the frizz from switching to a natural product is using a hair oil. I think a hair oil is very, very nutritious for your hair, for your scalp. You can even do like an oil treatment. So we do have this as well. We have blended a special blend of 7 different plant-based oils that is very, very nourishing for your scalp. Will leave it very conditioned. It's also available at the Green Collective if you want to check it out. Yeah, sorry that I'm holding the floor again. I'm just going on to the vinegar rinse. Love vinegar rinse. It's actually very, very good, because the vinegar rinse, right, is an acidic rinse. So our scalp is naturally acidic at a pH of between like 3 to 5 or even 6 for some people. So that's why it's so important to also use an acidic shampoo, because it doesn't disrupt the pH on your scalp. And why is the pH important is because, you know, our hair, you know, whenever you see like a Pantene commercial or something, you always see this like zoom in on a strand of hair, and it always looks like roof, like layers, right? So these layers are actually part of your hair strand, which protects the cortex that's inside. So this is like the root, the heart of your hair, wrapped around by these layers of cuticles. So when you use a nice and acidic product like a vinegar rinse or an acidic shampoo, it remains shut like this. So it's protecting your hair. But the moment you use a product that is of the wrong pH, an alkaline product, like if you use soap on your hair, for example, and never ever do that, please, unless you just want like crazy hair. So what that happens when you use alkaline product is it makes your cuticles flare open like this. And when it does, so basically it goes like this from around your hair. So it creates gaps where, like bacteria and toxins can go in and basically weaken your hair strand. So you want to avoid using things like that. So whenever you do a frequent like vinegar rinse, it actually helps to balance out your scalp, bring it back to its natural, comfortable, acidic state. But always remember to dilute the vinegar, because apple cider vinegar is very, very acidic. On the pH level, somewhere around like 2 maybe. So you want to dilute it at least 4 to 5 times. So assuming you do like one tablespoon, you want to do at least 5 tablespoons to mix it into a solution like this. In fact, this solution, you can just keep it in your fridge. You can also use it as a face toner. You can use it as a hair rinse. So this would be a good alternative to a conditioner as well. Yeah. One last thing, sorry, before I forget. Always choose vinegar with the mother. So the bottle will stay with the mother. So this is actually an active fermentation that's going on in the vinegar. So that's what you want to do, because you want something that's active as well. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. That's very informative. We have one more question here. Can you use rice bran oil for skincare? Sarada, Jasmine, would you be able to take this question?
So as a carrier oil, I guess you could try it out if it suits you, but I would think it's a bit too heavy in texture. But yeah, I would say sure, why not? If you like that oil, it's similar to any other plant-based oil. You could try it out as a carrier to add in your essential oils. Sure, Jasmine, I don't know.
Yeah, I think rice bran oil isn't really commonly used for skincare. Normally, people use coconut oil, olive oil, sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, just because they're easily available. And most people use rice bran for cooking, for its high boiling point. So I think it's easier to use what normally people use. So like coconut oil and all the other oils that I've mentioned earlier. You can probably keep the rice bran for cooking, which is much better for your internal health, because it's got all that omega that you might need for your body.
Great, thank you. Okay, I'm going to be sharing my screen now. I'm sure all of you have learned a lot from these ladies here. And we're going to have our quiz. So let me just share my screen and we can start our quiz. Okay. Share. So, okay, so you can see my screen here. I'd like you all to log into slido.com and use the hashtag beauty. Key in your name because we want to see who our 3 lucky winners are. Each winner will get a $10 voucher to use on our online store. So you can do that on your laptop or you can do it on your phone. Okay, so when you've done that, you should be able to join the quiz. You'll see it on your phone. So join in at slido.com and hashtag beauty. So I hope there's more than 3 people joining in the quiz. We can have some fun here. Anybody else joining in? Only 4? I'll just wait a bit longer. Okay, so while everyone's joining in, so I'll actually share the questions on the screen and you have 15 seconds to answer them. Okay, so let's go. Just wait a bit longer. I think people are trying to log in. Okay, I'll be a bit fair. I'll be fairer. So I hope you've all been paying attention. If you have any more questions, you can still ask them in the Q&A and our panelists will be able to see them and they can type the answers at the bottom. Okay, I will start. Okay, so this is these are multiple choice questions. Okay, so hopefully you've been listening to Hildra. You've only got 15 seconds, people. Ooh, okay. We have 100%. Wow, that's great. Okay, next question. You all got it right. Awesome. You've been listening. Let me go on to the next question. Oops. What is the correct order of applying skincare products? I feel like we should have that chime in the background to make it very like ganjong.
We can make the sound together.
And oh, nobody got, what was the correct answer? Okay, I will go on to the next one. Sorry, it was this one. It's supposed to show the correct answer. Okay, and no, it's supposed to. Oh yes, it does. Okay, and then the final question before we reveal the winner. So if you've been listening to what Carrie's been talking about. Yay, okay, let me just see who are the top 3. And we have our top 3. We have Jay and Enaid. Top 3 are Esther. Esther got one wrong, but because she also replied quicker, so they're in our top 3. So Payphone will actually be getting in touch with you through the chat. So if you could just stay behind so we can get your emails. So it's Jay, Enaid, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, and Esther. Payphone, have you got that?
Yeah, I got I'll need them to stay back to get the
Yes.
email.
Yeah. Just remember the names. Thank you. So we've come to, oops. Sorry, let me just get to the next slide. So we've come to the end of this round of chats. Next week, we will be having another Kampong chat at the same time, 7 p.m., but we'll be asking the question, is sustainable fashion finally sustainable? And we will be having our partner brands, Olga Society and Nerd Store Motorwear and 2+O joining us next week. And my colleague, Danielle, will be there. So if you want to sign up for that, do go to our Facebook page for the event and the link. So thank you very much. I hope you all had a good time and see you next week. Thank you, ladies.